You're listening to the Good Food CFO podcast, where we focus on financial strategies for building a profitable food business. I'm your host, Sarah Delavan. We are celebrating Small Business Month all month long at the Good Food CFO podcast. And in between our regular bi-weekly episodes featuring the founders of good food brands, we've got bonus conversations with small business owners who are sharing a lesson learned or aha moment that changed the way they thought about, looked at, or operated within their business. In this episode, I am joined by the Principal of Prosparus, Shannon Hiller-Webb.
So one of the tips I love to share right now, everything is about customization and personalization. But what people don't reflect on is you have multiple audiences to talk to, no matter the business you're in. We often think that there are one or two audiences, the customer and the buyer, but you have investors and you have staff, and we have to collectively communicate with them all for our business to rise. We have to be informed by them. We have to listen. And so I am advising clients at this time that we have to use all the tools to make certain that we're bringing everyone along with us and that we are being informed, either our product selection, product development, how we're reaching our consumers, how we're talking to our buyers and listening, making certain that's reflected in how we talk to the investors. But most importantly, don't forget the staff are there to strengthen your company, reflect your business values to all those core audiences. So do not neglect them in the process of building the business. They are often one of the most important points of listening and being able to share with you what's happening. So there's tools like Discord where you can go and build a community. And as we're marketing to the many, and once we capture them, it's important that we're speaking to the individual so that they feel invested in your brand. And so Discord is one of those places that allows you to talk to them and how you build your business to gather data. And data right now is getting to be more limited. They're saying the cookie, right, data privacy, the cookie is crumbling. There are more legislation that's coming in that's going to prevent us gathering that data. So it needs to be permission oriented and potentially incentivized, right? If they're helping build your business, give them a piece of the puzzle, like share in revenue or share in product or share in access to other partners. The things that your community values, you need to reward them. So loyalty programs are equally valuable and they give you their data willingly and permission based. And then, if you have someone who's identified as a vegetarian or a vegan, you are not sending them a newsletter filled with meat options, right? Like we can tailor how we talk to the individual who is in our business and supporting our business. So if you can build those tools in, I highly recommend it. If you can have the listening skills to listen to all your audiences, I highly recommend it. And if you want to really customize how you communicate and recognize all of your audiences, you will be strengthened for it.
What a great tip. I love that. Can I ask if there was a moment where this became clear that this is something you need to do? Was it an experience or is it just something that you've kind of recognized and now implement with your clients?
Technology really started advancing to the point where I was offended receiving information where I've clearly given you the data to know who I am as a person supporting your brand. And it's offensive to me that when you have that data and you're talking to me as a collective and not as an individual, you've lost an opportunity for my business to feel aligned, like for me to feel aligned with your business. And then when I started to see the tools that exist out there where they can take advantage of it and have used it, I am more loyal to those businesses. And so now I coach the companies that I have if they have the infrastructure to build it. I'm coaching a current client right now to build it because they're building the technology platform themselves.
Mm.
So don't miss the opportunity to collect the data permission based and then talk to your audience individually. And it's interesting, I just attended a Harvard marketing seminar, and Legos is doing this in every regard of their business.
Mm.
They are, they've created the forum by which they listen to their customer, and they are building products because the customer and the community is telling them what they want. And then they are going back and saying, we listened to you, here you go.
Right.
And making certain that when they're gathering the data, whether they're an adult Lego lover or a child Lego lover, they're talking to those individuals, not as an audience, but as a person who has identified and shared with them, we want adult Lego, engagement, or we're a family. And this is how, like recycling, you can recycle Legos. That was informed by the community saying that was a value that they had, and Legos created the opportunity from listening.
Wow. That's really cool. I love this so much. It's definitely, an aha moment for me too. We collect information regarding the clients that we work with in terms of like, how do you sell? What type of product do you have? Like sort of that kind of stuff. But we also collect the like, what is your vision? And even speaking to different business owners based on how they want to build their business and like, right, I think can add a lot of benefit. So just thinking about it from my own perspective is like, it's powerful in both directions, right? It gives me the ability to speak directly to the individuals in our community, and then gives them the opportunity to speak directly to me as well. And so we can do our jobs better, as you're saying, like Lego can meet the requests of their customers, and so can small brands and small businesses. I love it.
I think it's also important to say what data is valuable. What am I collecting and asking them to give that I can actually make their experience more valuable because I've collected it?
Yep.
So I feel sometimes we just collect data because it's what everyone else is asking for, and it just seems like that's what is needed. But is it? Always evaluating is important. And I think you do a great job of creating spaces for your community to speak to you, right? You have those moments where you're engaging with them in a room and listening to their needs. So yeah, you can actually tailor the communications if you're collecting the right data to say, I'm trying to talk to the growing business segment. I'm talking to the performing business segment, or, $1 million to $10 million, however you determine your segments are. I'm giving the valuable information to them in that segmentation.
Yep. Love it. Well, thank you, Shannon. It's always such a delight to talk to you, always learning something new. And I so appreciate this, and I'm sure our listeners will as well.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you haven't yet, please consider rating, reviewing, and subscribing to this podcast. It's the #1 way that you can show your support for the show and help us reach more food and beverage business owners. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join us in the free Profitable Food Business community. You can grab the link to join in the show notes.